Hi there, Kath Gammack, Rig Market Analyst with Westwood Global Energy. Here with a quick recap on some of the offshore rig market highlights during the period 22nd up and until the 28th of March. Another quiet week in terms of new contracts and/or extensions. However, Vantage has outlined the upcoming schedule and plans for ultra-deepwater drillship Tungsten Explorer. The rig, which is on hire with Total Energies offshore Congo, has had the 3 remaining optional wells declared on the current deal that will see the rig occupied through the third quarter of this year. Upon conclusion of these wells, the rig will be sold to the new JV of Vantage and Total Energies, and the 10-year management contract will commence for Vantage. Once drilling is finished, the unit will undergo a shipyard stay for periodic maintenance and upgrade works. In addition, the first agreement has now been signed for the rig as part of the new joint venture between Vantage and Total Energies for 2 firm wells of around 160 days and 4 option wells of around 280 days, which is due to commence upon completion of the yard stay during the fourth quarter this year. The location has only been revealed as West Africa at this point, though it is understood the operator is planning more work offshore Namibia later this year. ENEOS Corporation announced that it has been awarded a new contract for ultra-deepwater drillship Chikyu by Japan Petroleum Exploration Company Limited for the drilling services offshore Japan. The estimated duration is 75 days, with commencement scheduled in March of 2026. Chikyu recently completed a drilling program with Japan Methane Hydrate Operating Company Limited in February and is currently warm stacked at Sasebo Port, Japan. The rig is available and is being actively marketed. Island Drilling executed a new contract with Equinor for the provision and operation of mid-water semi-sub Island Innovator for a permanent plug and abandonment campaign on the Norwegian continental shelf. The operator plans to P&A between 15 and 20 wells annually. The contract is for 3 firm years, plus 5 one-year options, due to commence in the first quarter of 2026. The contract is valued at an estimated $330 million for the firm portion and is inclusive of MOB integrated services and modifications. The rig last operated for Repsol off Spain between November 2024 and January of 2025. Island Innovator was then subsequently moved to Hanuntangen, Norway, where she is currently laid up. Some of the drilling activities this past week saw BP reach a final investment decision on the Ginger gas development of Trinidad and Tobago. Ginger will become the 4th subsea project of Trinidad and will include 4 subsea wells tied to the Mahogany B platform. First gas is expected in 2027. Meanwhile, drilling at the Frangipani exploration well identified multiple stacked gas reservoirs within the same geological structure. Options are being evaluated to move the discovery forward at pace. BP holds 100% working interest in both of these fields. Harsh environment mid-water semi-sub Stena Dawn departed from Scapa Flow on the 27th of March and is mobilising to Shell's Victory gas field in the west of Shetland area, where she will drill a development well. This scope of work is expected to keep the rig busy until around early to mid-June. However, Shell has the rig committed to until the end of September this year, with 2 6-month options remaining available to the operator. The Norwegian Offshore Directorate has granted Equinor with a drilling permit for exploration well 25/11-30S, the Lit prospect, in production licence 169 of the Norwegian North Sea. The well is to be drilled using Odfjell Drilling ultra-deepwater semi-sub Deep Sea Atlantic in 400 feet of water. The operator has already obtained consent from the Norwegian Ocean Industry Authority. The rig is firmly committed to Equinor until the end of the second quarter of 2027. Harsh environment ultra-deepwater semi Transocean Barents has kicked off its 10-well campaign for OMV Petrom's Neptune Deep Development Project, which consists of 4 wells at Pelican South in around 394 feet of water and 6 wells at Domino in 3,281 feet of water. The campaign is expected to keep the rig busy for at least 540 days. 4C managed ultra-deepwater semi-sub Hunter Queen has spudded a new development well in the Wahoo field in the Campos Basin off Brazil. Well 7-WAH-2D-ESS was spudded on the 20th of March this year in 4,705 feet of water. The rig is owned by Prio. 4C's management contract is firm into June of 2026 with 2 one-year options pending. China Oilfield Services managed jackup Sino-Ocean Peace will go to work for PT Pertamina Exploration and Production at the West Beluga 001 and the ROA 001 locations from around the second half of March until the end of August. The rig is on a 42-month contract with Saka Energy that commenced in March of 2023. The main contract with Saka will end in the second half of 2026. And finally, Tullow Oil has signed an agreement with Gabon Oil Company to sell its entire working interests in Gabon for $300 million in cash, as it looks to reduce its debt burden. The sale of the Gabon assets, which represents about 10,000 barrels of oil per day of 2025 production forecast, will reduce the company's net debt to $1.15 billion on a pro forma basis. The company's net debt stood at about $1.45 billion as reported on 30th of January. The deal is expected to close around the middle of this year. That's it for this week. Many thanks for listening. Hope you find this of interest. If you'd like more information on RigLogics, please visit our website www.westwoodenergy.com.